Thanks for joining us for another edition of Skill Sports on Ascent Television. It's another edition that you must be part of. And it is my pleasure to welcome Joachim back on set with me today as we take you through some exciting times and exciting moments on the show today. Joe, it's my pleasure to have you on the show.
Yes, Jide, it's nice being back after about, I believe, 3 weeks. About being out of set, but I'm excited coming to talk pool and snooker here.
Yeah, talking about what we have on the menu today, we'll be looking at the fact that there are prospects for some of the events to take place, as far as pool is concerned in 2021. Many things we'll be looking at today. For the International Pool Association, there are the events, the tour calendar is out already. We'll be looking at that. We'll be looking at the Chinese 8-ball pool Continental Tour on the show too, what it portends for us here in Nigeria as well as Africa. And the Matchroom pool also has got some calendar. Yeah, it's just a tentative calendar, some of them, because they're also looking at it. But the good thing for the Matchroom is the fact that because some of their events will be taking place in England, and England is gradually easing up. And we hope things get better because they're passionate about their sports.
They're passionate about their sports, especially pool. They're passionate about their pool.
And they know that this is what a lot of people live on. They need to open the sports up so that people can feed. Okay, that's part of it. And also we'll come down to Africa and talk about the All Africa Pool Association, what is happening and how we can get it right. These are some of the things we'll be looking at as far as the show is concerned today. And let's get it started immediately. Joe, let's talk about the International Pool Association. Now, they've released their calendar. We've got the tour on the cards. Yeah, there is the first tour holding in January 30th to August 1 in Coventry. Tour number 2, Newcastle, 3rd to 5th of September. Tour number 3, Bournemouth, 8th to 10th of October. Then tour number 5, Isle of Man, 5th to 7th of November. And the grand finale will be in January 2022. If all things work as expected, this is done and dusted.
Yes, it's important to also, for those who will be following us, for those who are new to pool, the International Pool Association is the governing body and the major organizer of professional pool. That is black ball pool. So they are focused on organizing black ball pool. There are different versions of pool game. You have the 9-ball pool, you have the 8-ball pool, you have the 10-ball pool, you have the black ball pool. Okay. But IPA organizes black ball pool. And they restrict, their main focus is professional pool. Okay. So it's for most of the events are for professional players. But they still, on the side, while they are holding some of these big events, they still organize smaller, create space for what I call amateur players and I won't use the word novice, but for leisure players. Just for everybody to kick, to shoot some pool.
Because they know that you can also, there needs to be, of course, that's the only way to make it competitive. Yeah. If you grow, if you see yourself as an amateur today, before you know it, you progress into the professional rank and all that. Yes. Unfortunately, there was no tour last year.
Yes.
Just because of the pandemic. But they are looking forward seriously to this because some of the players are talking. They can't wait anymore. Yes. Some of them have tried many, maybe to train on their own, to play with friends, indoor and all that. But most times it's
there's
not
as
like
playing competitive.
Exactly. And you can't compare.
For the IPAA, their pool is sport. It's not game. It's serious work. And for those Nigerians who are interested in pool, because in Nigeria we play 2 versions of pool. One I call the 8-ball pool. We play the standard 8-ball pool, and we play a funny kind of pool, which gives room for some people to earn some cash. Okay. It's like they call it the highest sport. Okay. So you have all the balls on the table, both black ball, stripe balls, and the solid balls, all of them on the table, you can have as much as 6 players, and everybody just keeps on potting. The person that pots the highest number of balls has won. That's it. But these are not the standard forms of pool that is played globally. So that is a local pool. That's one of the ways to introduce people into the whole euphoria and everything of enjoying the pool game. And it gives them on the local scene, it gives them the opportunity of making some quick bucks. But generally, for those who want to play pool on a more serious level, on a professional level, then it's important to play 8-ball pool or Chinese 8-ball pool, or you play ball pool. And with this that we're discussing now, it also makes them understand that you have the opportunity of becoming a professional player. Right. And there are major events that take place, especially in the United Kingdom.
Because I was going to ask you that for the perspective of a Nigerian watching us now, and some other countries that they think there are no opportunities. Can they take advantage of this?
Yes, they can. They can, because IPA is a member of the World Pool Billiards Association. That's the WPA. That is based in South Africa. In Nigeria, the WPA has an affiliate, which is called the Q Sports Association of Nigeria. Okay. Yes, they have an affiliate. Currently, even though there are no major tournaments organized by CISA, that's what we call CISA, that's the Q Sports Association of Nigeria, efforts have been through the SPA, the Snooker Pool Players Alliance, are trying to push for a more structured approach towards Q Sports development in Nigeria. So hopefully this year, if things go as planned, if in Lagos, in Nigeria, sports is open up, we are exploring the Snooker Pool Players Alliance in partnership with CISA. We explore ways of sending players to go and play in IPA. But we have to be sure that the structure which Snooker Pool Players Alliance has, where we have 8 categories of players, or we have 4 categories of players under SPPA, and that is, we have the leisure players, we have amateur players, we have the masters players, and we have the professional players. So we are looking at how we can classify Nigerian players along this category. And if we can achieve it as quickly as possible, those in the professional category will be willing to sponsor them to go and play in IPA tournaments. All right,
that's very good to hear from you. It's encouraging, and I must say it's also inspiring to know that there's more thinking going into this particular sport, and more trying to create opportunities for players, and so that we can grow the sports. Because I know that this is one sport that used to be very popular. It used to be on every street. It used to be every corner, especially clubs, pubs that you go to. It's there. So you wonder what's happening. Why is no structure? Why is it that we don't have all those things?
Over the years, it has been seen as a street hustle.
Okay.
But pool, Q Sports, pool and snooker, they're not street hustles. They're sports, major sports. And so efforts right now, that is what the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance is all about. We are trying to make sure that we move it from just being a street hustle to be a proper sport.
All right. Thank you very much, Joe. Let's go ahead and look at the matchroom. Also, it's one body that has also given us, there is also giving direction for 2021. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so much in a hurry to get to 2022. So much is good anyway. But the matchroom has got so many properties that they manage. They've also given us an idea of what their 2021 is going to look like, because when you look at, they've been able to organize the Moscone Cup, which is one of their property. They also have the World Cup of Pool. Tentatively, it will return by June to the 5th of June to 10th, 2021. They also have the World Cup Pool Masters, and there's the US Open Pool Championship and the World Pool Championship. Yeah, but for now, the only thing we hear that because the US Open Pool Championship was cancelled in 2022, we don't know what's going on yet. But the fact that Matchroom has got their hands full. They've got their cup full, rather, and their hands is filled with so much of these tantalizing properties. So,
yes,
how do we?
For me, I'm excited about that. Very, very excited. I look forward to following what is happening in Matchroom Pool. We should state here that the Matchroom Pool restricts its activities just to 9-ball pool.
Okay.
They play just 9-ball pool. All their properties are about 9-ball pool. Okay. Mosconi Cup, you know what Mosconi Cup is all about. We watched it last year. Pretty exciting. Sean gave us so much to be excited about. Seeing, because Mosconi Cup is the equivalent of Ryder Cup. Europe and America.
Exactly.
Remember, Europe and America. That's Ryder Cup. We have Ryder Cup in golf. So in pool, we have something similar, and that is what's called Mosconi Cup, where Europe and America is playing. And for this year, Mosconi Cup is going to take place from the 6th of December to the 9th of December, and we here in Africa, I think, for me, we're already looking forward to.
For example, it was shown. It's good that it was bring into the territory of Africa last year. Bring into the territory, Nigeria. Like I said, I had opportunity. We both had the opportunity of seeing it. So I think that's just the beginning.
Yes, that's the beginning. That's the beginning of having pool on African television. And for me, I was pretty excited about that. Okay. Well, the World Cup of Pool, yes, is going to take place from June 5th to June 10th. The last World Cup of Pool is a straight knockout. The last was won by Austria. In the first and second round, you have it's best of 7. First to 7.
Exactly.
First to 7. In the quarterfinals of that event, you have first of 9. First to 9.
9, exactly.
In the semifinals and finals is first.
It's 11. So
I hope someday, not too far, that African countries will have the opportunity of sending new representatives to go and play in the World Cup of 9-ball pool. That means APA, that the All African Pool Alliance, will look at that property as something worth exploring. That means APA can organize a qualifier.
Exactly, for African countries.
For African countries, African countries can come together in a venue, even most likely Nigeria, if they allow us host it. And all of them will come, and the winner of that event will go and play in the World Cup of Pool that is organized by the Matchroom Pool. Then they have the World Pool Masters. 24 players are invited for that particular event. The prize money is sweet, very exciting. It's when we talk of money in sports, sometimes we hear people say pool is not rewarding, it's not that rewarding. But I don't agree. If you walk away with the prize money of $100,000,
anywhere, even pounds or dollars, anyway, you know what it means. Like, I don't know where we get the idea that most of the sports are not rewarding.
I don't know.
Some players, what they do, in fact, it's the pandemic that has made us know that some of those sports feed a lot of people. Yes. That is what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they live on. So without those sports being shown, you can now see the effect. Many of these players did not have anything. We decided playing the visual equivalent, virtual equivalent
exactly.
of those sports. And all of this, as far as I'm concerned, the virtual equivalent of those sports will not go away because it's pulling its own crowd.
Yes.
So I use that word. Yes. It's growing in popularity. And even here in Nigeria, we're trying to do our own virtual equivalent for this kind of sports. But that is important. $100,000 is the first prize for the World Pool Masters. Then you have the U.S. Open Championship. Yes, beautiful game. First prize, $375,000. You see, we're all talking $1,000. So for those in Nigeria, when in Africa we are all restricting ourselves to those petty bets we hold in our various bars and street corners, there's big money to be made.
Yeah,
if you play these sports, these games as sports.
Exactly.
And it might give you an opportunity that you can travel all the way to the United States of America, playing the U.S. Open Championship, 9-ball pool. If you can win $375,000, I'm sure you'll be on vacation for the next 10 years.
But, like you said, and there are many calendars. Rather, the calendar is expanding by the day.
It's expanding by the day.
There are more events that for example, the idea of a tour is for you to go around every year. You can have, aside the major championship like this, for example, who says you can also compete in an international HIPAA competition for God's sake. You can compete in that as well as come to the matchroom competition to compete.
And when you are doing well, you are doing well. Everybody wants you to be there. In the World Pool Championship, they have 128 players. They call it World Pool Championship. One thing I'm very sure about Matchroom, the owners of Matchroom Pool, if they see a good player from anywhere in Africa, they will invite you to come and play in the tournament or in the championship. It's going to take place from May 10th to May 24th. It's going to hold in the UK, in Milton Keynes. Yes, Milton Keynes Island is going to hold there. And I just see the opportunity. The opportunity is just so big and so obvious. You can now see that if you're a pool player and you're taking pool as a career, your hand is full. You just be traveling throughout. And trying to rack your this thing. You also have the Championship League pool and 49 players, 7 groups, 7 players per group, and the top 19 players in 9-ball pool. I will be invited to come and play. Who says that Africans or Nigerians cannot play these games very, 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 very well? I see wonderful players. Last 2 years, we saw Waliu win. Even a pool player in Nigeria went to go and play snooker for the first time. And he beat those snooker players so easily. And many of them says it was evident that he brought his pool into snooker. Expertise into snooker. While abroad, the reverse is the case. People bring their snooker expertise into pool. The way Fisher
also brought snooker skills
into pool. And she did so well in it. And that is what we are just trying to say, that some of these players in Nigeria, we have wonderful players in Nigeria, but unfortunately, they are still playing pool as game. There is need for us, and that is why we are talking about it right now, trying to look at some of these events and so that they will understand that pool can be a career.
Fantastic. Joe, that must be said that we still need to make some of those players, they are the talents. They've got talents in them. In fact, if we don't create opportunity and structure, we won't, most of these skills or talents will not be explored. Exactly. You can't, because if you begin to give them, if they put structure to some of those talents, you know what it means? It booms.
Yes.
Before you know it, it's everywhere. It's open.
And another beautiful thing about it, we are looking at ways of encouraging international pool organizers to look at Nigeria as a potential market where they can invest in. And they can come in and support the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance. Like what the Joy Billiards is proposing to do. Support the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance. Come in here, we raise these players, and these players can travel.
Add to the number. Those in the ecosystem.
Make it more diverse.
Good.
And makes it more of a global sport, because many of these skill sports, whether you have snooker, billiards, or pool, many of them, we do not have a lot of Africans. We don't have a lot of Nigerians, especially, because as far as I'm concerned, except a Nigerian is in it, I believe you will not start it in Africa. So, bringing Nigeria, opening your sport to Nigeria is just something that is important.
I think, Joe, I must point to one thing. I've had the opportunity of having a chat with, for example, El Kamal Mohammed, who is the president of African Billiard and Snooker Confederation. And there's something he said about they are eager to come, at least even to host World Championship in Nigeria. That's how they need this Nigerian market. I had Tony Zangov also of Joy Billiards talks about the prospect of a Nigerian market. Everybody wants to have a pie of the Nigerian market.
Yes, there's talent here, I can assure you. A lot of talent.
They can't wait to come.
There's a lot of talent. And the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance, luckily, and the president of the alliance, we are doing everything possible to make sure that some of these players that play on the streets, which we call, that do street hustle, we can bring them and try to put them in the structure and groom them properly. And once we groom them properly, we can send them out with some kind of sponsorship, market them, send them out with kind of sponsorship, and let them go out there and let them prove their worth. All
right. Okay, let's still Q Sports on Ascent Television. In case you just joined us, and we've been talking about some of the exciting events that will be holding this year. Gradually, sport is opening up, and we are excited about it, and we can't wait to have some of these events. And from there, let's talk about the Chinese 8-ball pool Continental Tour. The last time we heard anything about the Chinese 8-ball pool was maybe when the World Cup was to be held in Africa for the first time. But that didn't hold because of the pandemic. But it's like they are looking at something by December.
Yes, Joy Billiards is doing something big for Chinese 8-ball pool.
Okay.
There's the Continental Cup.
Okay.
And the Continental Cup is going to be played in 4 continents. And you have Asia, you have North America, you have Europe, and you now have Africa.
Okay.
So it's so exciting for me because for once, Africa is, yes,
in the scheme of things, there's a place for Africa.
They have created a space for Africa, even though Africa is going to play along with other continents. But that Africa is being mentioned, for me, I feel excited about it. It now means that, and we know that South Africa, even though they believe, erroneously, they believe that when it comes to pool, whether Chinese 8-ball pool, whether black ball pool, they believe they are far ahead of the other countries in Africa. Many times I keep on laughing. I say because the opportunity has not been made where all of us will be on the table. And they will now know that Nigeria, described as the giant of Africa, is not just for the fun of it. So we are hoping, and not only hoping, we are very, very sure that when the continental event, that the Joy Billiards Continental Tour, which we hold from the 6th to 12th of December in Africa, we pray the pandemic does not extend to that time in December, that many of all of these health challenges we are facing will have gone, that we will have the opportunity once and for all to face the South Africans. So let the South Africans know that we are coming. And the tour, because for the Continental Tour, there's also an African tour that is being proposed. So the African tour is leading to the Continental Tour. So we are going to have African tour. In Africa, there are 4 countries that have adopted Chinese 8-ball pool. South Africa was the first. We have Uganda. We have Kenya. Now Nigeria has come on board. And now I can tell you officially, with Nigeria on board, Chinese 8-ball pool has landed in Africa. We are going to have the qualifiers very soon. We are going to announce. Right now, we are waiting for the equipment to arrive. And once the equipment arrives, we will announce the various dates when the various qualifiers will take place. Then we have the opportunity of sending a Nigeria, or not sending Nigerians to go and play in the Masters.
All right.
Go there to China, go show them that we have it. It's in the DNA.
Are you saying that the Nigerians won't go there to participate? They are going with the aim of winning if possible.
That is why we have the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance. We do not go anywhere just to go and fill the number.
Okay.
We have to go there. That is why we have to put our best foot forward. There's a program all laid out. And if you are not in the program, the Snooker and Pool Players Alliance structure, no matter how good you are, whether you are the best on the streets, you will remain the best on the streets. Right now, we will use this opportunity to tell many of the pool players who I classify that they do street hustle. It is time for you to come into the alliance because something big has been cooked.
Okay.
It's now time for us to begin to work, to dissect and consume.
So thank you very much. And lastly, before we go, let's look at the All Africa Pool Association, APA. What are they up to? What are they being up to? Because very soon, by the time the Joy Periods Chinese 8-ball pool begins, there will be need for APA also to step up their game.
Yes. For me, I believe APA, there is need for APA. The last major event I know that APA held was in Morocco, African Championship or something like that. And it held in 2019. There is need for us to encourage all member states of the All African Pool Association to hold. It should be enshrined in the statutes of All African. Every member state must hold one open international tournament compulsory, so that we can have a calendar, so that our players can have it. Because right now, I think they have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there are about between 12 and 14 affiliate countries in the All African Pool Association as APA. So if we have one tournament, major international tournament, we will have 12 tournaments every year. So the pool players can go from one country to the next country. And I think we will hope that the CSAN, that is Q Sports Association of Nigeria, that is the affiliate of APA, will use the opportunity to plead with them to explore ways of getting more involved in the activities of APA, so that we can get our players, Nigerian players, to go and play outside. Because that is important. It's very important to expose our players to go out there and showcase their skill. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, it's like oxygen. It's like the oxygen that is required to keep Q Sports growing, alive. Let me not say alive and growing in Nigeria and in Africa.
All right. Maybe it's not yet time for me to also maybe review what is in, let the cat out of the bag yet, what we have about the virtual engagement we're planning, especially for Q Sports as regards growing the game in the continent of Africa. Because I know that very soon we will have to, maybe those who running the affairs of APA will also be joining us on those virtual engagement, as well as all the stakeholders, for us to look at, map out the strategy going forward to make sure that, like you said, what stops the continent from having at least 12 kind of events every year. That's maybe a minimum of one every month.
Every month, yes. I think that is going to be very, very good. It's going to be an opportunity. Maybe that'll be an opportunity. We also will use this opportunity to call on the leadership of the African Pool, All African Pool Association. They should organize a virtual Zoom meeting, invite all their member countries, and let us discuss, and critical stakeholders, let us discuss a way forward for pool in Africa. It makes no sense to say, oh, I have an association, I have affiliates, And the athletes are not obligated in any way.
Maybe I'm taking you first, and should I say, I will kind of demanding from you now that maybe SNTV and SPA should look at seriously look at how to organize this virtual engagement, because it's critical going forward.
Sure.
All right, that's it for today's edition of Q Sports. Once again, I must say thank you, Joe, for coming around. Let's do this again some other time.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
Till I come your way next time, my name is Jide Olaniran. Don't forget that all you need to do to keep going is to make sure that you keep your focus and you port the exact points. All right? See you some other time.